Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about surrounding yourself with good people. So sometimes it's easier to surround yourself with people that are less than you, and so you can look like the hero. But it's actually good for you to mix yourself with people that are actually perhaps striving a little harder than you or living a bit higher than you, so that you feel the need to rise. So it's like they have that saying, isn't it? The high tide lifts all boats. So, and I had that experience when I did my HSC. There's a lot of clever people in my year, and they lifted all. So it's like having this ability to be lifted uh, by those around us who are a little um, a little higher than we are, and being able to help ourselves to be better. All right, so let's go into the third chakra, which is about our power and ambition and our ability to go do stuff. All right, so it's about taking action. So are you ready to take action? What is it that you feel is important for you, and are you ready to take action on it? And what's coming up here is gallbladder problems. So I'm going to use Anna Siegel's book and look up gallbladder. All right, so she says, imagine that the gallbladder is like a little bag that processes toxicity and density from the body. In your mind's eye, check if this bag is full or empty. If it is full, concentrate on emptying the bag. Imagine throwing all the toxicity or stones into a purple fire. If you have gallstones, you can visualize dissolving them using the red and orange rays of light. The red dissolves, the orange cleans up any residue. Good morning, Alyssa. So so then she also talks about divine healing intelligence. I ask you to release all resentment, grief, self-sabotage, confusion, neglect, anger, and hurt from my gallbladder, as well as all points of view, positive and negative charge, and all patterns that contribute to this condition. And she says, say clear to you, feel a change. So in your mind's eye, surround the gallbladder with green light. Allow the green light to move through the gallbladder and regenerate it. Place your hands on your gallbladder and focus on breathing slowly and deeply, allowing it to relax as much as possible. Then, still holding your hands on your gallbladder, gently rub this area in a circular fashion. Repeat, heal, clear, and regenerate now. Please install my ability to make clear and powerful decisions, successful decisions. Allow me to open my mind to experience abundance, ease, flow, and self-love. Thank you. So sometimes we can have feelings stuck in different organs, or they can be stuck in different parts of our body. So where is your body telling you the energy is stuck? Where do you feel it? So she also suggests for the next few days, drink lots of pure water, eat nutritious food, and allow your gallbladder to detoxify and regenerate. Divine healing intelligence, please heal and regenerate my gallbladder and all related organs to their maximum health, vitality, and well-being. All right, so your gallbladder can have stuck emotions. All right, I no longer. Oh, good question. The gallbladder is on the right side of your body. Um, if you go to the where your ribs kind of finish, and tucked underneath is the liver, and tucked under the liver is the gallbladder. So on the right side. All right. So affirmation: I no longer rely on other people's opinions of me. I continually see and follow my divine path. I'm able to see past my weaknesses and allow them to become my strengths. All right, something from age 6 and 26, and some stuck emotions. Sometimes we feel like we're in the way, and that makes us try to be smaller than we are and not to be who we are and not to shine our light and to, move forward and take action on what we feel. All right, so now we're going to go into the crown chakra, which is about our connection to God. All right, so what's coming up here is seeing yourself as separate. And I know I can do that sometimes. It's like if you don't feel good or you don't feel good about yourself, or there's some situation in which you feel less than, it's like we want to separate ourselves from other people, um, which is, I guess, the opposite of what God would have us do. He wants us to shine and to be ourselves and to learn from the things that happen and to see mistakes as stepping stones and not the opportunity to destroy ourselves. But it's hard for us to see that sometimes. All right, so I belong, I'm part of. So you don't feel part of. All right, I'm worthy of divine connection regardless. So I think we sometimes feel that God won't talk to us unless we're doing it all perfectly or in the right way, whereas God loves us regardless and is always reaching towards us. And it's like whether we allow God in or allow ourselves to feel the Savior and to feel the Savior's love, we can, when we want to feel separate, we almost reject all of that and keep ourselves small and tucked in and not able to be free. All right, I'm intelligent and spiritual. All right, I'm giving and receiving unconditional love. So I guess that goes back to surrounding yourself with good people, isn't it? When we don't feel great about ourselves or we want to separate ourselves, we don't want to allow anybody in, and we don't want to be influenced for good. We just want to hide. Good morning, Janet. So it's like allowing ourselves to be who we are and to make mistakes and to learn from them, and also to mix with other people, especially people that inspire us to do better. I'm doing my part to bring my spiritual body and physical body together. All right, so we're going to go into the earth chakra now. So it's like our body actually connects energetically into the earth. So sometimes we need to be outside and or to have a pet and hold that pet, or to put our feet on the grass or the dirt or the sand or in the water. All right, Alyssa's saying, I do separate myself. Bad, I see that in my kids too. Well, we all have problems, and it's like you understand how they feel, then you can help work through it with them. It's a work in progress for all of us. So there's some generational baggage from your dad's mum in that. And the feeling of stubbornness is hiding in there through the genes. So it's kind of stubbornly refusing to join in and be part of. And the feeling of fear is in there. And I guess there's fear of rejection or fear of being ridiculed. And also the feeling of overwhelm. So sometimes it just feels like it's all too much. So what is helpful too is to have gratitude for the natural environment. So I guess taking yourself out to beautiful places to look at and to feel the energy of it, and to feel God's love through his creation, and to see the beauty in the earth, and to feel that we're part of that beauty. All right, so spearmint oil. The spearmint's about confident speech. It's also about refreshment. All right, I eat nourishing foods that fully bring me to life. So they talk about eating a rainbow, and eating a rainbow means that you eat all different colors, isn't it? Like when you think about blueberries and um, pomegranate and kiwi fruit and uh, other fruit and vegetables that have color. These things have lots of different antioxidants, and they help give your body the ability to fight toxins. I'm calm, centered, and peaceful, maintaining a meditative clarity even when my environment is turbulent. I guess as a parent, we have to learn that, isn't it? Because often when you have children, it becomes turbulent. All right, my intention drives my energy, and my energy drives my body. So then it comes down to, isn't it, what you feel inspired to do? What do you feel your heart wants you to do? And can you surround yourself with people that kind of do similar things to that, so that you feel inspired to have a go? Because as you see other people have a go, you think, well, if they could do it, maybe I could. And then we can try. All right, I'm open to life and breathe it all in, allowing my commitment to the evolutionary process to remain steady. So it's like allowing yourself to grow, to evolve, to, I guess, grow in the light and to be able to shine our light and to be around others that shine their light, that we can all shine together. I find inspiration and upliftment in my life. So, what does inspire you? What does uplift you? Sometimes it could be music, or sometimes it could be nature, or sometimes it could be hanging out with like minded people that inspire you. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go back into the solar plexus chakra. All right. I'm giving away any need to criticize myself and others. And sometimes that's our default pattern, isn't it? We tend to look at something or a situation or a person and instantly want to criticize. But I feel that's sometimes what we've grown up with. So it's like learning to change that pattern, learning to see the good. Doesn't mean you shouldn't recognize the things that are difficult in other people, and we don't have to take on their difficulties, but we can observe. All right, I'm open to and deserving of the very best life has to offer. And your version of the very best that life has to offer may be different from other people's versions. I'm the perfect age to create the life I want. And I really don't think there's a limit. I feel like the more that you can keep yourself healthy and strong, the more that you can continue to learn and to grow and to expand who you are and to allow your spirit to shine through the things that you feel strongly about doing. All right. So the value of gentleness. So sometimes we can be very mean to ourselves. All right. I respect and care for all creatures, great and small. There is power in responding with kindness and compassion. All right. Gentleness is the result of commitment to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It overrides the desire for revenge when we see the situation with a clearer and untainted perspective and hold on to our power. It's a decision to not react with an egoic response, but rather to realize that no gain will be had by responding with harshness. It is giving up the need to defend ourselves, for we see past the person attacking us to their own fear and feelings of powerlessness. Right. So being gentle to ourselves and being gentle to other people, isn't it? Because then anybody we interact with is more likely to change from love than from anger. So it's like being able to be kind and encouraging is going to have a greater effect. All right, another value is resilience. So the ability to keep going and keep trying. All right, our ego may attempt to limit us by repeatedly presenting facts that prove there is no way out, limiting our vision. The power to connect to our true divine nature is the voice of resilience. So, I guess seeing the things that happen to us and for us or against us are important in terms of seeing your ability to overcome the trials and the difficulties that you face. I know which voice to listen to. I hear the inner call to try again and dispel the mind's incessant whisperings that there is no way out. I always think of that, The Sound of Music and Maria saying, when God closes the door, he always opens a window. So it's like looking for the windows that are opening when it seems like the doors are all closed. All right, I persevere until the job is done. My resilient attitude serves me well. All right. So I guess it's about keep on going, isn't it? Even when we feel like we're not being successful or things are not exactly how we would like them to be. All right, we're back in that earth chakra again. All right, I'm grateful for every meal. So sometimes we can be, especially as mums, when you have to prepare meals, it's like a chore. And sometimes people aren't always grateful for what we make or do or can be critical. So it's like being grateful that we have the food, being grateful that we are able to feed ourselves, being able to be self-sufficient. Also, this earth chakra, is strengthened by creative invention for the benefit of mankind. So you think about anything in your life that you create that hasn't existed before, whether it's a program, a piece of music, a poem, kindness to an animal. It's like it helps everyone. It like lifts everyone. And as you see other people do that and you feel inspired to do that, we can make a difference. All right. All right. So now we're going to go into the lunar chakra. So that's above the crown. So the crown chakra is here. That lunar one is above that. All right. So what we see in the media can affect us. So it can leave negative impact. So it's like being very careful and filtering what we see and what we hear because it all gets stored. And often when we see things that are perhaps inappropriate or um, negative or harmful feelings of suffering, it gets stuck in us. So it's like we want to be very judicial about what we allow ourselves to see. All right, so the oil spikenard. So spikenard is about gratitude, gratitude for our trials, gratitude for all the things that are good and bad that may help us to learn and to do better. All right, other things stuck in our mind. All right, I easily see the lessons to be learnt from my challenges. Let's say too that I'm integrating with higher people, that I'm feeling part of, I'm belonging, I'm fitting in, I'm learning, I'm growing. My difficulties in learning may be overcome. And sometimes I think it's how the information is presented to us, isn't it? Some people are more visual learners and they have to see how it works. Some people are more auditory, so they have to hear and hear how it feels, hear how it sounds, hear how they should do it. And some people are kinesthetic, so it's like they have to do something. So I know myself, if I go to a seminar and they get us to do the things, I can own it. But if they only talk about it, I don't own it. I have to do it to take it in. It's okay that I learn differently to others. My teachers want to and are able to present my lessons to me in a way that I easily understand. I express appreciation for the gifts I am yet to receive. So that's an interesting perception, isn't it? To be thanking God for the things that you are about to receive. And we know that God wants to bless us and He wants us to grow and He wants us to achieve our full potential and to shine our light in the best way possible. It's safe to learn. I follow where the light leads. I am buoyed by everyone's success and feel inspired to work on my own success. And how you succeed might look differently from how I succeed and how other people succeed, but know that you're being led to succeed in the way that works best for you. And even though you have very difficult trials and feel that they're hard to overcome, it is what is growing you and making you be your best person. All right, so part of our energy field is a little damaged. So the Celtic weave, so it's where the energy keeps weaving around and through our bodies, and sometimes certainly an area won't repair. So something in the lower back. So I don't know if you feel it in your lower back. Something from age 6. So sometimes we can feel stabbed in the back, or sometimes we can feel that we're not supported or nobody's backing us. All right, we're back in that earth chakra again. So we're like needing that grounding. So it's weakened by our need to control everything in our environment. And of course, when we've had difficulties in our childhood, or, our families can be a little bit volatile or not regulated. So it's like we will then seek to control situations because we feel safer when we can control. All right, age 8 and 15, 20. All right, I partake of Earth's resources with reverence and thanksgiving. All right. So who's a person that you might look up to, or that you might feel that you want to be around more, or someone that inspires you to do better? Who's like that for you? And sometimes we can have different, I'm going to call them heroes, at different times in our life, somebody that inspires us to try harder and to learn more and to do better. All right, so we're going into the 10th chakra. Oh, good morning, Elizabeth, which is about contentment, satisfaction, feeling balanced and whole, sort of incorporating all the experiences that we have to make our life a whole. So light sensitivity comes up. So sometimes when people get migraines, they cannot cope with light. What else comes up is diabetes. So it's like uh, I guess our how our body utilizes carbohydrates is important, and so sometimes our metabolism can be a little faulty, and we can have that propensity to um, want to eat a lot of carbohydrates and sugars that make our blood sugar be higher, because that's how we get quick energy. But it's not sustainable like that. So it's like learning to eat some protein with each meal, and so that when you run out of carbohydrates, you have protein as well that your body can run off. Now, diabetes is one of those things, very strong in my family, but it's very much a growing problem. And what's underneath is ashamed of something you did in the past. So, so let's say I forgive myself and I allow myself to grow from my mistakes. So you're not allowing yourself to grow. So this is a generational pattern from your dad's side of the family and his mum. So down that line, but the men down that line. So a long way back, like 70 odd generations. All right, so the feeling that's stuck here is feeling neglected. So sometimes we can feel neglected by our family, sometimes we can feel neglected by our friends, sometimes we're neglecting ourselves, we're neglecting our body. So sometimes we're sort of treating ourselves in a bad way. All right, so this is under type 2 diabetes. Um, a constant craving for love with a belief that you are unworthy or undeserving. So sometimes we want to eat bad things as an addiction to push down the feelings of uncomfortableness. And we need these uncomfortable feelings and we need to process them. But sometimes we find it hard to do that. And maybe in our families, we haven't been taught how to do that and allowing people to feel their feelings. I remember seeing this father with a child having a massive meltdown, probably like a 2-year-old, having this massivest tantrum that was just went on for ages. And the dad just sat there and quietly waited until the child had finished its tantrum. Didn't berate the child, didn't criticize, just sat there and allowed the child to express. And I guess it's like acknowledging to the child, if you're in the supermarket and they want to buy the lolly and, saying, no, you're not allowed, allowing them to have the tantrum. Excuse me. So allowing them to have the tantrum and saying, yeah, I understand. It is nice to eat the junky things, but it won't feel so good after. So acknowledging that in the child. All right, so we're still in that solar star chakra. So the oil console comes up. So console is about feeling like the comfort of the divine when we're going through some really difficult times. And each of us do have these really difficult times. We look at other people and think, oh, they're all right and they don't have this. But every person has their difficulties. We just may not be aware of what their difficulties are. All right, so we're going to go into the 11th chakra. Are there any parts in your body that are complaining that you want to talk about? All right, so this chakra is where we have it's almost like the book of life stored within our energy field. So all those experiences are stored. They're stored in our brain physically, they're stored in our energy field. And there's a book by Bessel van der Kolk, I think, and it's called The Body Keeps the Score. So it's like the things that happen to us get stored within our body. So this is strengthened by fasting. So fasting is where you don't eat or drink just for a short space. Some people do longer fasts, but even if you just do like a 24-hour fast, so you have your evening meal and then you open your fast, praying and fasting about whatever decision you have to make or whatever problem that you're having and asking for divine intervention. And so you don't eat or drink until the following dinner, and then you close your fast before the dinner of the next night. And that way, as you suppress your body, your spirit is more able to receive spiritual instruction. All right, so an oil called cardamom comes up. So cardamom is the oil of objectivity. So being able to sort of see the truth in things. All right, expressing my anger in calm and rational ways, I seek solutions instead of complaining about a problem. So there's nothing wrong with being angry. And I think angry is better than depression because depression makes you want to do nothing. Whereas anger can be a way to motivate ourselves to move forward or to take action. I redirect energy to my stomach and small intestines to fully digest the root of these frustrations, unrealistic expectations. And I think we all have them. There was a funny story about someone that was called Patty Perfect, and she had multiple children, and she'd made tracksuits out of old shower curtains, and would make bread and drop it off to neighbours along the morning, and they would spray the numbers on the edge of the curb for people, and she never was angry, so it's like almost a fictitious person, and so it would make me laugh when I would read about her because it wasn't realistic, but it was funny. So it's like sometimes we have this Patty Perfect picture in our mind of how we should be or what we should be doing, which is totally unrealistic and probably not us. So it's like allowing yourself to be you with however you do things or don't do things in the way that is important for you to do it. All right, in overwhelm, I pause, breathe, relax, and solidify my resolve. So, as we have this desire to make change, and we're going to try and mix with higher people to help ourselves rise, it's like we will be tested. So it's like as you improve and you learn new skills, it's like there'll be some weight put against us then to see if we can still hold that space. And sometimes we will, and sometimes we won't. And it's okay to not be able to do it this time, but to try again, to never stop trying. I am peaceful, calm, and in control of myself, more able to assimilate the world as it is. All right. So, thank you for those that were on the call this morning. Is there any last requests? Are there any places that you don't feel good, or any other part in your life that perhaps is stressing you? You're welcome to comment now, or you can send me a private message, or you can book an appointment. If you go to a1health.com.au, you can book a session in person, or if you're far away, you can book over the phone or a video session, and we can work on whatever it is that's bothering you. And I'm happy to be on your journey. All right, so just by way of a little ad, I am going to be teaching an Energy Workz foundation course. There'll be one in March, so from the 22nd to the 24th. I think that's the right date. Check the date, sorry about that. No, 20th to the 22nd. All right, get that right. So it's a 3-day course, and where I teach you how to use muscle testing to help work on the blockages for you or for other people. And it's the opportunity to mix with like-minded people that will help lift you, and it's the opportunity to understand how to clear energy, and it's a very powerful thing to learn. So you don't have to be particularly clever at anything. Everything's given to you in a manual, and you'll learn how to find which page to use, and you don't have to know it off by heart. You don't have to be brilliant in any of that sort of stuff. You have to just have some faith that you can muscle test and that you'll be led, which is what I find. Now, at the beginning, it's hard to trust yourself that you can do that, but as you practice and do it, you can become quite good at it. And some of my close friends are amazing energy healers. So anyway, the invitation is there. And our next get together, if you just want to come and hang out with like-minded people, is on the 15th of March. All right. So anyway, I hope that you look to other people that are higher than you and you hang around them and you feel inspired to keep trying and keep growing and keep learning, because that's why we're here in this life for. And I believe that you're here especially for that reason, and that we need you to be you. All right. See you. Have a good day.